What it's like to know Mike. Mike is probably one of the most passionate, loving, caring people that I've ever known.
Always smiling, always having a good time. 3 words, that's tough because it's just so much fun to be around him.
Joyful, generous, and debaucherous.
Unselfish, gregarious. He's got this voice and this laughter that is so contagious.
He's trustworthy. He's honest. You can count on him. He's fun. He always sees the positive in every situation.
He's such a force to be reckoned with when it comes to his humor, his inclusion, his passion for everybody around him.
I think one of the biggest lessons I learned from him growing up is that you get to be that happiest guy in the room by making the choice to be happy in the morning, and he really does that.
Well, you always know, you asked me the 3 words, you always know when Mike's around because, and we love to call him Big Mike, but you always know because of his loud, deep voice that carries all the way across the room.
I can only hope that I can always be there for you like you've always been there for me and for everyone else in this room.
Mike's passion for veterans, I would say, comes in just because he's such a caring person. When Mike takes on a cause, you know that the level of commitment is going to be strong, it's going to be involved, and he's going to do everything within his power to make sure people are given the fair treatment, the right treatment, the resources that are available to him are going towards the veterans and a good cause.
It's a passion for him. Camp Hope is something he believes in, and he knows the success stories over there, and he just supports it and promotes it every chance he gets.
Mike called me and said, "Hey, I want you to come out here with me and bring your daughters, bring Miranda and Chloe." And what Mike had done is he bought lunch, or actually it was dinner, for everybody here. You know, just exchanging the world, being unselfish, and seeing a need and seeing something need to be done, and not waiting till somebody calls his name, but stepping up and always doing the right thing.
His first act isn't to just do everything for you. It's how can I help? And I think Camp Hope really gave him that way, because how do you help somebody who is just seeing the absolute worst that our world can throw at them?
My name is Kevin Hudson. The beautiful thing to me about Camp Hope is the peer-to-peer support. You know, it's combat veterans helping combat veterans. And that's exactly what I needed. And seeing other combat veterans who suffered from similar symptoms that I was suffering from, and their ability to overcome them and become the people they were when I met them, gave me hope for my future. I got the opportunity to stay on board here and work for the PTSD Foundation as a mentor. It's the greatest thing that's ever happened to me. I'm just, doing everything I can do to make, live the right way and give back what was freely given to me.
My name is Justin Lewis. I am the lead resident liaison here at the PTSD Foundation of America, Camp Hope. I got back home to Houston. I didn't realize how much the war and everything affected me. So I was really isolating. I didn't realize it. I was isolating extreme. That's why school really didn't work for me the first couple years when I got back out of the Army. I was using my GI Bill, but I was like, I don't know, feared. I was scared to go to class. For some reason, I was thinking that everybody was against me and that everybody was watching me. And I was always on edge. I was always on guard. And I was starting to use substances more and more. And thank God for this place. And I remember the day I got here. And I just thank God for all the mentors and all the staff and all the friends and family here. And this is my home away from home. So if you're watching this, just know that you're making a difference. And never give up. Keep fighting the good fight.
My name is Philip Pickering. I served in the Army. I'm the old guy on campus, and I served in 1968, 1969 for all you young folks. The atmosphere in the country back then was not real conducive to a friendly greeting. Most of the guys that I've met that were in Vietnam, the one thing that kept them going was a purpose. They found something in life that kept them going, just like I did, driving a truck. it kept me going until I lost my job, COVID hit, and I started bottoming out. I even got suicidal tendencies, and I was like, is it worth it? And I know from talking to other Vietnam veterans, it's the same way. Like, what is the point? Does anybody really care? Well, Camp Hope cares. It's been a real privilege and an honor to be here and to be accepted the way that everybody has adopted me, so to speak. And my wife has adopted a lot of the staff and some of the other residents that have come through. I'm happy and I enjoy that.
My name is Christy Carbaugh. I am the event manager for the PTSD Foundation of America and Camp Hope. My husband, being in the Marines, he was infantry 0311, and he did deploy to Afghanistan. So while he was in Afghanistan, he did have multiple IED blasts, which did lead him into the hospital. Lost many of his friends, many of his battle buddies. So he did decide to come here to camp. 7.5 months later, he graduated the program. He now works here for PTSD Foundation as the Houston Outreach Veteran Coordinator. Camp Hope has meant the world to my family. We almost call it a miracle place, a place of blessings, a place of hope, a place of healing. And if you ask myself, his mom, our family members, my parents, it's a place that there is nothing like it.
We want to say a great big thank you to Mike Koch and everything he's done for the PTSD Foundation of America, and particularly at Camp Hope, but not just Camp Hope. Everything that he gets involved in regarding the foundation. He's one of those guys that doesn't promise and not show up. Whatever he promises to do, he makes sure he gets done, and usually does more than what he promises. Makes everybody feel like king of the moment whenever they're around him. Brings a lot of folks in to become aware of what we're doing at the PTSD Foundation and Camp Hope. So we are so very grateful for just the joy that he brings into everything that he does, and certainly what he does to our campus. He's done so many things in so many different ways, not only in fundraising, but also in just being a support to the guys. Always brings a smile. And I will tell you this at Camp Hope. One of the things we always look for to see someone progress in our program here is when they first smile after coming onto the campus. And you can imagine that. We've had veterans who've been self-medicating literally for decades by the time they show up to us. So they come in quite often very angry, very much without hope, and certainly no sign of happiness or joy or purpose going forward in their life. So when someone like Mike is able to come along, maybe it's just provide a meal, maybe it's just handshake with his effervescent personality and bringing them into, hey, somebody's here that cares about you, even though don't necessarily know who you are, but we know where you've been and what you've done. He just does such a great thing. And seeing those smiles come onto the faces of the veterans who come into our program for the first time, sometimes it's actually several weeks before we begin to see them smile, laugh a little bit, and enjoy life again, beginning to have that hope again. And so everyone that's here tonight, you're a part of that. What you're doing tonight, the funds you're raising, enable us to make sure there is a space for others who will need us in the future.